I don't understand how he came up with this, but after the first day of OTAs, JuJu Smith-Schuster said this, and I quote, "For me, I've been in multiple rooms where they draft receivers, and it just kind of makes me better as a player on the field. And being able to have some young guys come in should actually help this offense. It helps out a lot, all of us, as a group. What I think it's going to do, everyone's level is going to kick it up a notch. And here's where it really gets crazy. Not everyone in that room can play. We're stacked right now in the receiving room. It's only for the better." Stacked. The Patriots wide receiver room is stacked, according to JuJu Smith-Schuster. Now, obviously, as a player for the New England Patriots, JuJu should be relatively happy with the players around them because he's playing alongside of them. But this wide receiver room is not stacked. Kendrick Bourne and Demario Douglas are interesting pieces. Demario Douglas won't beat you on the outside. Is he a nice slot guy? Sure. Kendrick Bourne, I think, is underrated, but he is the wide receiver one for the New England Patriots. Jalen Polk, a rookie. Javon Baker, a rookie. Tyquan Thornton is a complete bust. He gets hurt all the time, and when he plays, he's not all that great. KJ Osborne, wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4-piece. JuJu, apparently he's 100% now. He was playing at 60% relatively, supposedly. I don't know. I don't think he's good anymore. Jalen Reagor, okay piece. Kayshon Boutte was in Belichick's doghouse the entirety of last year. And Kaywan Baker, who knows? But this is not a stacked wide receiver room. And JuJu should know about good wide receiver rooms. He was actually one of the reasons why Antonio Brown was so mad towards the end of his tenure with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because JuJu was getting a lot of receptions, a lot of targets, and a lot of yards. Antonio Brown was mad about that. So he did his thing, and now Antonio Brown is reportedly filing for bankruptcy. Kind of ironic. But I'm not going to say this wide receiver room is stacked, because according to basically everybody, and especially I keep bringing up Mike Clay's projections for 2024-2025, their wide receiver core is ranked dead last. And I can understand why. So let's talk about that day one of OTAs when it comes to the receivers and overall in the offense. So Karen Gurrigan of Mass Live says, for day one at OTAs, which is essentially a passing camp, there might have been better words to describe the Patriots receivers. Stymied, as in they had a tough time getting open even in non-contact practice. The big key word about all of this, and out of day one OTAs, it's the same problem that we've seen over the course of several years now with the New England offense. The receivers can't separate. Now, they had Devontae Parker for a couple years, who now he retired, actually, I believe yesterday or the day before, but he was going on, if he played this year, the 5th consecutive year, probably, of having the worst amount of separation in the entirety of the NFL. Ending his years with New England, he already is going on a 4-time leader of lowest separation in the NFL. This wide receiver core is not stacked. It's not stacked whatsoever. There is no dynamic piece that other teams and defensive coordinators are going to have to game plan around because he could beat you over the top. Kendrick Bourne has the ability to sometimes break free. Demario Douglas is too small, but he is shifty and will grow. He's going into year 2. Jalen Polk, a decent piece from Washington. He's going to be a rookie. We'll see. He really didn't get any action so far in practice. What else? KJ Osborne, wide receiver 3-4 piece on the Minnesota Vikings. Javon Baker, a rookie. Tyquan Thornton can't stay healthy. When he's out there, he's not very good. Jalen Reagor, not that great. Largely a bust. Kayshon Boutte, we've seen him for maybe 2 minutes. And then Kaywan Baker, haven't seen him really at all. So this team is young. According to, at least after day one, I'm not gonna dive straight into this and blame everybody. But after day one, the same problems arise. Nobody can separate. There is no receiver that can separate and make it easier for the quarterbacks. Because as people are observing in day one, most of the throws completed, most of the throws even attempted, were checkdowns or very short passes. Because of the fact, no receiver can get open enough for Jacoby Brissett, who took a majority of the reps, to throw it to him. He couldn't throw it to any receiver because they weren't open. Most of the time, and including even Bailey Zappe, who got a decent amount of reps, they had to hold the ball basically endlessly and then eventually run for it. That's pretty bad. And not only that, And this is where it gets honestly very embarrassing. At one point during the drill late in practice, the coaches pleaded with the defenders not to contest and to, quote, let him catch it just to get through a 2-minute drill. The Patriots offense is not going to be good. And I'm saying this as a fan of the Patriots. I've rooted for the Patriots for basically my entire life. Since I got into football, me and my dad, or at least my dad is a massive Patriots fan. And he got me into it. You can see Julian Edelman's amazing catch from Super Bowl 51 against the Falcons, and then Malcolm Butler's amazing interception against the Seahawks in Super Bowl 49. And I'm saying this honestly. This is not me trying to hate on the Patriots or anyone else. No, based on what I've heard, this is something that has happened over the course of my time doing the show. Entering this past season, or the season before, entering the season before. When we heard about the offensive line, it might have been last season actually, but regardless, we heard a lot about the offensive line and the offense not being able to pick it up and would-be sacks and everything, the offense not moving. A goal line, you couldn't run the ball in. I was like, oh no, this is not going to be good. Not going to be good whatsoever. And it wasn't. Mac Jones got benched. Bailey Zappe came in. They had to draft a quarterback in Drake May, who really did nothing. They, according to this, they weren't asked to do more than simply hit their first read on shorter routes. While Jacoby Brissett and Bailey Zappe had to go through their progressions and hit second or third options, when most of the time they didn't because they ran because the offensive line couldn't hold up and the defense got to them. And so we're in the same situation of the Patriots' offense is terrible, the defense seems to be good, or it could be the offensive line is so bad that the defense is just good enough to get through a sieve of an offensive line. Because the offensive line isn't all that great either. They were ranked, according to this, so far they're ranked 17th, so below average. Good to have Michael Wenu back. Cole Strange is injured. You got a couple nights, you lost Trent Brown, who was okay. But this is scary. It's not stacked. Not stacked whatsoever. Because there is no receiver anywhere here. I'll bring it up again. No receiver anywhere that defensive coordinators are afraid of. You're afraid of Devontae Adams. You're afraid of Tyreek Hill. Hell, you're even afraid of Jalen Waddle, their wide receiver too. You're afraid of these top-tier receivers. There is not. And I believe it was the Arizona defensive coordinator last year who said that they weren't afraid of anybody. And because it's true, there's nobody that the Patriots have from the wide receiver core that people are scared of, that people are nervous about, that they're like, okay, we cannot let him get on top of us. We can't let him get past us. Otherwise, Drake May or Jacoby Brissett, whoever the quarterback is, will have a field day because they'll cook us over the top because of this receiver. I like Kendrick Bourne. I thought part of my Patriots off-season requirements was for them to re-sign Kendrick Bourne. Because I liked them. But did I think that they should go out and, maybe trade back the pick, get a quarterback and a receiver all in one draft, which it seems like you could have? Yeah. That's at least what I was thinking. That's what I was hoping. But I said that because we decided to go for a point system for the draft, I said I'd rather be right than, think with my head over my heart. So I had to pick them choosing, which I had Jaden Daniels, who I was hoping would be available at 3, but they got Drake May. We'll have to wait and see. Super young quarterback, played in the ACC. Not exactly the best competition to enter the NFL. And then you also have Gerard Mayo out here talking about how he has a lot to work on. You're not hearing that about Bo Nix. You're not hearing that about Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams. You're not hearing that about J.J. McCarthy even. You're not hearing that come out. You're not hearing a head coach of that team come out and say those types of things about their own young quarterbacks, about their own rookie quarterbacks. You're not hearing it at all. Yet you're hearing it out of New England. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking, I will admit. However, maybe this is just day one and we just got to, I need to just take a step back. But I am very nervous unless we hear massive changes happening inside of the Patriots organization and on the practice facility and in the training room and whatnot, where receivers getting open. Running game is great. Drake May or Jacoby Brissett or whoever's making great throws, throwing receivers open. Then I'm like, okay, maybe we have something here. But until then, it's not looking good. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, if you want to check out the full episode, make sure you click the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to listen to this show anywhere you go, make sure you go to anchor.fm/The Harvey Hour or anywhere you get your podcasts.